Okay. Through this gate, I'm sure we're gonna end up running into Ketherick and whatever horrors he has in store. I am not ready for that right now. And I've already saved the hostages. So, I am going to head back into the Gauntlet of Shar and deal with getting the Night Song so we can finally put an end to Ketherick's immortality.
Would you like to see a magic trick?
And Shadowheart is standing on air. We can get all the way to the foot of the statue down here. Quite literally. There's gotta be some kind of monster down here. But so far, nothing. But there is a strange ritual circle. One becomes many, and each of us is more than what we are, parts and multitudes that form our thoughts, desires, nature itself. Manifold are the creatures inside you. And what you can become when you speak my words is all your parts made manifest. Your weakness can become strength if it is made legion. Quaking hearts can find courage in their numbers. The lowliest vermin can humble a Goliath if they stand as an army. And a ruin can become a kingdom for one soul made many. Speak Itori Mustag thrice. Become your finest self. All of them. And this spell was given by Raphael. So he created the spell that turned a Dark Justiciar into an entire horde of rats.
This speaks of magic that can divide someone into many. But many what?
Doesn't seem we can do more about that, though. But now we know what happened to that Justiciar that got turned into a bunch of rats. Which is a really twisted fate.
That disc is moving. Might be useful to navigate this place.
Here we are. Taking us all the way to the bottom. Looks like we need all 3 Umbler gems to get that open. We've got 1 on hand, but we need to go back up to get the other 2. Although doing so doesn't seem possible. So how do we get that door open? Because these are now permanently attached here.
To put my hands on everything.
Asterion and Karlach, they probably have them. And Asterion's got something to say.
The way she leered at me. The blood merchant. I can't get it out of my head. It isn't like me. Not like me at all. I was being too precious, wasn't I? We could have used her potion. A moment of unpleasantry doesn't matter if there's a fine reward. I should have just gritted my teeth as always and let her have me for a bit.
Yeah. Shouldn't talk about yourself like that, man. Your opinion matters.
Why? I'm simply trying to be realistic. There's nothing more desirable in the world than a vampire, is there? And when you've been through all I have, you damn well are going to fight with what few assets the gods give you. But a part of me feels sick when I think about getting on my back for breadcrumbs again.
Yeah, that
I
one.
had nothing at all for so long. Not even my body. That was owned by Cazador. To be sent out to tempt fools into his palace. I have bedded thousands of people. Half of them I barely remember. Most of them didn't even grant me temporary bliss. It should have been so easy to let the drow use me for her fantasy, but perhaps You showed me I have enough strength. I don't need to.
Well said. You aren't a slave anymore, man, and I'll make sure you never are again.
I can stop using myself. Stop being used. It isn't worth the scars anymore.
Glad I could help you come to that revelation. Alright, now let's check their inventories for the missing gems. And yep, that's one of them. And there's the other. Got them all now.
Never mind. Moving.
And you guys were with us for the whole gauntlet, so I think I'll take you with me anyway. I'll swap Halson and Will back in when we get back to the tower.
Spill the blood of Selûne and rise a warrior of Shah.
Of course. The final test is to sacrifice a Selûnite.
This must be where initiates undertook their final preparations.
You
The end
show
is near.
great potential. Do not falter now. One more test awaits.
That leads into the Shadowfell? Oh shit.
Deliver the Night Mother's mercy upon her enemies. Shroud yourself in blackest
Failed you, my
night.
lady.
Oh boy.
Trust your secrets to the night.
So we're about to actually go to the Shadowfell. That's bad. Let's go then.
This must be the last step. I need to pray. Only by Lady Shah's grace did we even make it this far.
Nothing. Shadowheart continues her prayer in silence.
Yeah, I've got to try this. And I just barely succeeded.
You feel your mind slip into Shadowheart's. But you are not the only one present. There is another. Ancient, commanding, rendered from purest darkness.
Oh.
Shah.
Take my spear, step forward, and strike down the Selûnite.
As you command, Night Singer.
Oh god.
Go. Warm my blade with moon-crazed blood, and be wary of your companion. He pries in your thoughts.
That wasn't for you to hear. It's simple. My Lady Shah demands a sacrifice. One life. Not that it matters, but her reward aligns with your own interests. Please. How many breathed their last just so we could make it this far? Trust me. This will help us.
I'm not allowing you to make sacrifices. You're going too far.
You will not stand in my way. Draw your weapon.
Oh shit.
Just remember what I said. Let me do what I need to.
Okay. Glad I don't have to fight her. Hopefully I can talk her out of this when we
Party
actually get
is
there.
gathered. You are ready. Or so you hope.
Damn it. I don't know what to do here. Okay, before I go in there, I'm going to complete one other side quest. Because I do need to turn in that ledger I found to the guy out this way. Where was he? Ah, right there.
Our orders do not matter.
I want to have a word.
We make our own death.
Alright, let's turn this in.
The air stirs in trepidation. You have the ledger.
Yes, we do.
To punish a murderer. If that is not enough, leave. I have no time for those lacking commitment.
Okay, fair, fair.
We have it. Her lies, her guilt. Madeline reported her friends to a dark justiciar and fled when they were butchered. Well, she flees no more. I will be the conduit for Madeline's spirit. I will force her to face trial, and you will be the judge. Make her beg. Make her suffer. Careful, for a serpent in life is a serpent in death.
Yeah, I'd like to hear her reasoning first. You seem a little too eager to kill to me.
Witness.
Oh.
You. He said I was gonna be punished. That you'd be the judge. But I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
Yeah.
I said it didn't mean nothing. That Ben and Mark were just drunk and whining. The Dark Justicia promised she was gonna chat with him. She promised!
Huh.
The Dark Justiciar said to report everything, big or small. She ain't the type you say no to. She gave him a dagger each and told him to press it against their stomachs on the count of 3, to start stabbing and not stop till she said so. She never said stop. I'd do anything to take it back. Anything.
Honestly, she was scared for her own life. She's not to blame for what the Dark Justiciars did.
What I did was wrong, and I won't ever forgive myself. But hearing that just one person doesn't hate me, that one person forgives me, makes the load so much lighter. Thank you.
Alright, now to see whether the guy who was possessed...
You were supposed to make her suffer, not forgive her.
Yeah, well, you're a dickhead, so...
That doesn't matter. I seek the guilty, the tormented, the anguished.
Uh-huh.
You have crossed me. And for that, I end your pathetic life.
Okay. This guy's only level 6, so... yeah.
You have been judged and found wanting.
Oh, great. Karlach dropped her weapon. Actually, you guys are weak enough that I don't even need to use my limited resources at all for this. Sneak attack arrow on the bird. Wow, that hurt like hell. Ah, blinded. Well, don't matter much. Just get out of that circle and obliterate him from behind. And finishing the stab. Alright, let's see what that note says. He who was, what ails thy mind? The queen was clear. A full retreat to the shadow fell with all due haste. You beheld the fate of lover's whisper. After a 10-day in the darkness, she knew not her name. These lands are rich in tragedy and memory, but our minds are vulnerable to the malignant curse. Lover's whisper strangled her own raven this morn. Her raven. The queen was incensed. Not too many similar words in a row. At the loss of her child, and struck Lover's whisper down, as was her right. Return at once, or I will be forced to report your dissertation. Okay, so he was a servant of the Raven Queen. Yeah. Definitely a good thing we killed him then, because anyone who follows her is a huge problem.
Did you enjoy relaxing here while I battled that wretched darkness? What were you thinking?
I'm sorry, we got captured by murderous lunatics.
I thought you were dead, you ass! Both of you!
We're all safe, Roland. That's what matters.
I thought my entire family was dead!
I'm sorry. We should have been here.
No, it's not your fault. I shouldn't have shouted. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
An apology from him.
And the Tyridians.
I've lashed out at you, drunkenly and otherwise, and you helped anyway. You didn't deserve that. I'm sorry. And thank you.
Huh.
You went out of your way to help us. It's only right you get something in return. Here. I hope it helps.
Thank you. Oh, damn. That's a pretty good amount of cash.
Ah, there you are. Everyone seems to be quite aflutter. Do you know why?
Yeah, I just freed everybody.
You did? But that means... Wolverine! Wolverine! Where is he? Wolverine!
I heard you might be about. How the devil did you get stuck here, Barkas?
I'm not stuck. I came to find you, of course.
Why would you do a foolish thing like that? Really, Barkas?
Unfortunately for me, you're my friend. Rescuing you from mortal peril is my right.
But you didn't rescue me, did you? I rescued myself.
Okay, this guy doesn't actually like him at all.
Helper.
Ah, it's you. I should have guessed. Thank you very much for your help finding Wolverine.
You don't belong here, Barkas. As soon as the way is clear, pack up and head to Baldur's Gate.
But... Wolverine... The rune powder... We need to discuss what you're going to...
I said go home!
Okay.
Please,
Yeah, you're
that
being a
isn't
huge
necessary.
asshole.
Indeed. Neither of you has any clue what's at stake. And why should you? It's Iron Hand gnome business. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a great deal to do.
Well, there we have it. Wolverine is safe and sound. Thanks to you. I owe you a great deal. The brilliant retort, for starters. Here you are. I hope you like it. It's a new type of smoke powder. Powerful stuff. Made it myself.
Oh, great,
Now,
we have a new explosive.
I believe our business is well and truly concluded. Don't judge him too harshly. He's been through a lot. When he's had some rest, he'll be back to his usual self.
I doubt that.
Nonsense. When you've known each other as long as we have, there aren't sides. Wulbren can be a little sharp, but so can I. You should know that better than anyone.
Yeah, what are you going to do now, then?
Perhaps Wulbren is right. Perhaps I ought to return to Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, it's a bit dangerous out there. But you're welcome to join us for a while.
Perhaps I will. Yes. Yes. That's a nice idea. Thank you.
Very nice. And that is a pretty valuable and powerful explosive. Let's see what Isabel has to say about all of this. We made a lot of progress since we last spoke with her.
You did well to help those people escape Ketheric. Every soul saved is a blessing, and you're raining them upon us.
I suppose so. Ah, yes, we did find that empty, didn't we?
An unfortunate coincidence. I hope never to meet the wicked man who hemorrhaged shadows over this peaceful village. Maybe be lucky enough to see many more.
Have Shadowheart try it then?
Well to help those people escape Ketheric.
Her breath catches. You notice a barely perceptible shudder run through her body.
Of course.
An unfortunate coincidence.
Alright, so she does know something and is actually most likely Ketheric's daughter. Which means, well, she's not undead. She wasn't revived by necromancy. More than likely, Saloon herself actually revived her. Gods are known to do that on occasion.
You're here! You're all right! How?
We're two tiefling queens, remember? I couldn't leave my favorite bard without her partner in crime. I did have some help from an old friend, though.
How did you do it?
Yeah.
If it
Just
was
kind of,
anyone else, I'd be skeptical.
just kind of what I do.
You've more than earned the title.
You should have seen her. She was brave, but also terrifying. In a good way.
I never thought I'd see, well, anyone again. Thank you. 1,000 times, thank you. One last favor. Take this off my hands. It suits you better.
Oh. Okay. Cantrips deal additional damage equal to your charisma modifier. Sending that to Will right away. Give you here an update.
A child taken. And still I can only feel relief. If they had taken Isabel too,
Yeah. I have reason to believe Isabel is Ketheric's daughter.
Do you? Well, let us not leave you in suspense then. You are right. She is.
Ah.
Something malign? Huh. Or some blessing of Seluna, perhaps.
Possibly.
I do not know what restored Isabel's life to her. But I can see what she is doing with it.
Agreed.
If she wished to see us drowned in darkness, Isabel needn't have lifted a finger. Instead, she holds out her hand. I choose to take it. I choose to trust. And not just because I have no other choice.
Agreed.
And now we are the best of friends. You see? The power of trust. When I
Yeah.
find myself needing a reminder of just who Isabel Thorne is, I simply step outside and look up. She'll
That's fair.
extend that protection to you too if you see her. You've shown me how well you can sniff out secrets. I'd like to see you turn that nose upon Ketherick Thorne.
Will do. Won't know what hit him.
More interesting times.
Mason's Guild was the center of the resistance. I should look into it a bit further. Oh. There's a hatch I missed back here, leading into an entire basement down here. Well,
Anything of use?
maybe I can get some help from any resistance that might be still down here. This place seems relatively safe from the Shadow Curse. Well, perception checks. Okay. There's a note from the Mason. Congratulations in finding this place, thief, but your journey ends here. Huh. Okay, this goes pretty deep. Harvest of Memory. Brought to the Shadowfell, which is a reflection of the world you're in, and a dark reflection too, rife with wickedness and twisted echoes and despair, by their Raven Queen, the Shadar-kai, are elves. Not elves as you might find along the Sword Coast, but elves that reflect their home with their physiology and attitude. On the whole, they are cruel, nasty-minded people who are nonetheless singularly devoted to their queen and their domain of power. That domain is life and death, and their unwavering fealty to their mistress, the Shadar-kai, perform the thankless duty of ferrying the memories of the dead for her to admire in a kind of memory-based menagerie. Yeah, the Raven Queen is not someone you want to fuck with. Tucked like a gold filling, or some would say a pus-filled abscess at the mouth of River Marar, Luskan is a city of the merchant princesses, swarthy bandit princes, and most diverse cutthroat and fractured cabal of pirates on Toril. Torn into factions, these piratical groups are known as ships. Here the book details each faction with frankly dizzying attention of detail. One point of interest is the ship Kurth faction are in fact controlled by a secret mercenary company of drow. Good to know. And we have wraiths and shadows in here. A lot of them. Alright. Get her raging. And lay the smack down. Oh, they're hurting. The wraith leading these shadows is going to be dead in no time. And a quick Spirit Guardians. Now any that get close enough to us are going to be swiftly dealt with. Let's just pass time waiting for them to approach, because to attack any of us, they're going to have to get in range of Spirit Guardians. Ha! Managed to reveal that one. Alright, now there's the fact that none of the others are visible right now. Huh. Oh, there's one. And here's another. And it's already dead. Okay, and the last one's now gotten close enough and attacked. And it's gonna die fast. Yeah, insta-killed. This diary records the life of John Medolin. He suffered from lycanthropy, becoming a werebear at the advent of the full moon. Cured of his condition by a priestess of Saloon, John Medolin exchanged his claws for a great sword and a cause. He would keep his priestess, Her name was Erlona, safe from all trouble on the highways and byways. Further, he would bear witness to her many miracles, for Erlona was a saint of the goddess, and gifted even more than he could have imagined. They never fell in love, but their friendship was quite something. Simple but heartwarming tale. A diagram of Moonrise Towers. A circle of red ink draws your attention as though something has been stashed in the tower's prison dungeon.
Someone's marked a spot at the base of Moonrise Towers. Worth a look.
Logbook. And we've got a secret room there. Labeled 1371, stamped with an elegant stag against a dark green background. 6th of Uktar sent 2 druids, some of the newer recruits, up north. Village there has 2 years of failed crop and are unlikely to survive the next winter. 9th of Uktar, a group from Baldur's Gate arrived. They've set up camp on the edge of the forest. 2 bears and a fox came by. Territory has been burned out. Half the fox's cubs died. Paying this new group a visit tomorrow. 10th of Uktar. Visit did not go well. After telling me where to shove it, they said they'd cut down half the forest and burn out any wildlife that dared to stick around. Claimed they were going to farm the land and make a new city of their own. Time to get creative. 12th of Uktar. Mudslide did the trick. Buried half their farming equipment and made the rest useless. It won't be back anytime soon. Got reports of a red wizard in the village south of here. Sending 3 rangers to investigate. If they catch even a whiff of a red cloak, I'm contacting the House of Sylvanus. Huh. So the Selûnite resistance here was being backed by a mason that also happened to be a druid. I mean, Sylvanus and Selûne do have a very close relationship. Hafred, you're probably surprised that I'm writing, though no more surprised than me. You warned me of Thorm's malice, yet I took up hammer and trowel to build that cursed tower. You warned me of coming war, yet I built the prison that would contain his foes. You warned me. I did not listen. It is my deepest regret, and I must atone. I know more about the tower's construction than anyone, and possess innumerable tools and supplies. Besides, gather your allies at last light, and let us devise a plan to infiltrate Moonrise. Ketheric plans for war. He expects to face halberds and staves in the light of day. We will end him with a dagger to the back before he can so much as raise a blade. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I hope that you'll try. Your brother Morfred. Sadly, I don't think his plan succeeded. Mason's log. How quickly things change. The Thorms are Selûnite through and through, or so I believed. Perhaps Ketheric only converted for Melodia, and with her death, and then his daughters, his faith died too. But to turn to Shar? It's beggar's belief. Ketheric's justiciars are growing greater in number, and more determined to rout out any traces of Selûne and Wraithwind. Why do they think this town was built? One cannot rip out the foundations of a building and expect it to remain standing. Brother and I remain the last 2 bastions of Our Lady of Silver in the town. A few, the trusting few, come to worship in secret by the moonlit nights. Others, converts, all. Whether they truly believe, I cannot say. Impossible, isn't it? Sick of standing idle while justiciars gain power in our humble town. What will become of us if we allow it? Choking on air. I met a man who was no man, touched by a devil, or maybe worse, but he offered me something I couldn't refuse. Help. The time is now. Ketheric's justiciars, their stronghold in the temple below. They will be wiped out. All of them. I didn't ask how. I just want them gone. Let the Harpers have it, Ketheric now. They'll make short work of him. Well, the resistance clearly did not end well. But we will complete their work for them.